Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another game unboxing. Today I picked up Point Salad by AEG. This is a card drafting game. It's very fast, very easy to play. Basically, what you're doing is you are taking either vegetable cards here or point cards. On your turn, you can take two vegetable cards from this area, or you can take one of the point cards, and the point cards will determine how your vegetable cards score at the end of the game. You can basically your each player is drafting at the end of the game once all the cards are gone. You use your point cards to figure out how your vegetables score. So that is Point Salad. We're going to go ahead and get it open. If I can actually get the plastic off. Yeah, there we go. So here's our box again without the glare of the shrink wrap on it. There's that. We have our back here. And then inside, we have our instructions. Very simple instructions, just a few pages. So it gives you a overview of the components, the game setup, the game play, and then at the end of the turn, what you do if there's a draw pile that's empty, and then how scoring works. And that's the rule book. And then we have these just two decks of cards here. Each card is going to have two sides. It's going to have a point value side and a vegetable side. And the point value side will tell you what vegetable is underneath, because flipping these from this side to a vegetable side is a mechanic that you can do in the game. So let's go ahead and get these decks open. All right, so we have there's bunch of different vegetables. So there's like lettuce, cabbage, tomatoes, onions, peppers, carrots, and so on. All right, so here's one of the decks, for example. So there's lettuce. You have lettuce cards. You have carrot cards. There's cabbage cards, and then the rest of the cards. So like tomatoes, looks like tomatoes and onions are in this one. And after we go through the components, we'll set it up for a two-player game. So here's some tomatoes. So there's tomatoes, peppers, onions. There's the onion. So they recommend for a two-player game, you are going to use 6 of every vegetable, and the rest will go back in the box. The more players you have playing, the more each you'll use. So we'll just do 6 tomatoes. And the rest of these tomatoes can go away. We'll do 6 peppers. And we're done with the peppers. So 6 onions. The rest of the onions can go away. We'll do 6 lettuce. 6 carrots. And then 6 cabbage. Alright, so for a two-player game, we're going to be using 6 of every vegetable. We're then going to get these kind of mixed up, so it's going to go kind of just pile shuffle them a little bit. and then give these a shuffle. And basically the way we're going to set up our cards is we're going to have 3 piles, and below each pile will be 2 available vegetables to use. Okay, just shuffle it a couple more times. Should be good. Alright, so we're going to count off 12 cards to each pile. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 there. 12 there, and 12 here. We're again going to flip these piles over. Actually, we'll do it this way so it's a little bit easier to see. So we have pile 1. Actually, there's a bit of glare on that, so we'll just do it like this. These ones are going to be a little bit hard to see, but for example, this point card is at the end of the game. If you have 8, you get 8 points for every 3 tomatoes. This one is 8 points for every 3 onions. And on each card, it'll tell you what vegetable it'll flip into. So that lets you know that this card is a tomato. Because on your turn, if you let's say you take a point card, and let's say it's you have this point card at the end of before the game ends, and you don't have 3 onions, so you're not going to get 8 points. Let's say you only have 2 onions, and there's no more onions coming out. What you can do, you can take a point card and flip it to become a vegetable. So then you can use it to score a different point card. However, you cannot flip a vegetable card back to its point side. So it can go from being a point card to a vegetable card, but not a vegetable to a point card. So what happens after you get these piles set up is you're going to flip 2 cards over to each pile. So there's an onion and a tomato. This one is cabbage and pepper. And this one is lettuce and carrot. On a player's turn, they can take 2 of any of these vegetable cards. So I can take, an onion and a tomato. I can take a pepper and a lettuce, a carrot and an onion, and so on. Or you can take 1 of the point cards. So let's say on this first turn, I'm just going to I'm going to take a carrot and a lettuce. I bring those over to my front of me, put them over here. These 2 cards get flipped over, so now we have an onion and a pepper. The other player gets to go. They get to do the same thing. They can choose a point card or 2 vegetable cards. So let's say they want to do point cards. So let's say maybe my opponent is going for this, which states at the end of the game they get 1 point per pepper, 1 point per onion. So let's say to start that off, they would go here and here. So this point would flip over this. This would flip over to that. They would take those cards and put them in front of them. And now it's my turn again. So right now I have a lettuce and a carrot. Let's see if there's anything that scores off of lettuce or carrots. And here's a couple of examples of negative points. So this one is 2 points per pepper, 2 points per cabbage, -4 for any tomatoes. This point card here is 2 points per cabbage, 2 points per tomato, and -4 for lettuce. So currently I have a carrot and a lettuce, and none of this stuff here scores off of lettuce with the exception of that, but that's negative points. So what I can do is, let's see if I'll grab this point card here, which is 1 point per pepper, 1 point per onion. Set that over there. The opponent gets to go. The opponent right now has a pepper and an onion. See, they can get this, so they'll take this card. Because right now, let's say that this game is to end now, they would have 2 points because they have 1 pepper card. We'll do that. So right now, I want onions, at least to score this card. I kind of want to effectively get onions and peppers. So right now, I'm not going to take any point cards, but I can take 2 peppers. So I'm not going to take any point cards. but we're going to take these 2 pepper cards, set them there. These will come down and flip. So now, looks like we have quite a few tomatoes out here. The opponent might want to start taking tomatoes to hopefully get this. But the thing is, if they take a tomato from here or a tomato from here, this card would flip over, and that point card would not be available anymore. So let's say they will actually go for a point card. So they have an onion. They can take this, which is worth 5 points for every pair of carrots and onions. I'll go again, and I will actually take this pepper and this onion. So now, if I was to score this card, I have 3 peppers, so 1, 2, 3, and 1 onion. So this would be worth 1, 2, 3, 4 points. If I was to score that card right now, I'd be getting 4 for that. Flip these over. And once a pile is completely gone, so let's say this pile is no longer has been drafted, you take one of the other piles and you split it in half, and that pile now, you create a new pile right there. So let's just say we're going to keep getting point cards, getting vegetables, and then at the end of the game, based on your point cards, just highest amount of points wins. So let's say I have these 2 point cards, I add these up, my opponent adds theirs up, and then whoever has the most points wins the game. It's a very fast and simple game. Really probably takes about maybe like 10, maybe 15 minutes to play. They recommend you play it over multiple rounds, but also could be a good kind of like icebreaker game to play before you play something a little more heavy. But that again is Point Salad by AEG. I picked it up today, and I've really been enjoying it. I got to play a demo copy of it earlier today, and then ended up picking it up. So that is Point Salad by AEG. Again, I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.